Welcome back to our review on Georgie and Mandy. Georgie appears like a kind kid in First Marriage, but as his earliest introduction to his future wife proved, he's comfortable lying when it suits him. Even though Georgie's mother is a devout Christian, his Meemaw is luring him into the dark side by whispering in his ear. Back in Young Sheldon, Meemaw pulled Georgie into her morally dubious book business. This narrative thread continued into First Marriage, when Mandy's involvement with Meemaw causes a great deal of stress between the newlyweds. Georgie is prepared to compromise his Christian principles when he feels the burden of supporting his family. Georgie's financial stress is at an all-time high now that he purchased his father's car shop in the First Marriage Season 1 finale. Because of this pressure, Georgie takes extreme, even criminal, action against his rivals. What's even more concerning is that he lies to Mandy about it. Georgie feels tremendous pressure to support his family in First Marriage now that he fully owns Jim's car shop and has persuaded Ruben to invest alongside him. In Season 2, Episode 4, Jim's old adversary Fred Fagenbaucher is undercutting the market by essentially giving away tires for free. Despite Georgie's unexpected financial literacy, they are unable to match this offer. Georgie takes the initiative and plans an unlawful sabotage scheme out of despair. Georgie's company is the only practical choice after he and Ruben break into Fagenbaucher's property at night and throw bleach into the engines of his tow vehicles. Now that Georgie is in charge, she is dragging Ruben along in a clearly illegal and ill-considered scheme to survive. In the second season of First Marriage, Georgie's falsehoods are about to set the stage for divorce. Mandy has previously observed strange behaviors, such as Georgie taking late-night calls that she cannot hear and taking numerous showers, which are typical signs of someone concealing an affair. In actuality, Georgie does have a guilty conscience, so Mandy is partially right. The lingering smell of bleach on his hands, a psychological reminder of the sabotage he committed to safeguard his company, has him on the verge of Lady Macbeth-style hysteria. Mandy is unaware of the reality, though, which is that the charming teenager she married is now operating his tow business using mob-style methods. Even if they aren't tricking Mandy, Georgie's unexpected turn into a villain is concealed by his charisma as a salesperson and his country twang. Promos for Season 2, Episode 5 highlight Mandy's overnight work trip as a weather girl with her producer, who also happens to be her ex-boyfriend, which heightens the tension. Although this has been a source of conflict in the past, her growing suspicion of Georgie's affair may cause her to make a choice she otherwise wouldn't. Even though Georgie's falsehoods aren't romantic, they might signal the beginning of First Marriage's demise. Georgie is adamantly against Mary dating again, but during the outing, Mandy's parents start talking about creating a will. The issue is that neither their son nor daughter have demonstrated the financial capacity to manage a sizable bequest. While Mandy tries to emphasize shopping, Connor discloses that he intends to use money for a disastrous business venture, both of which are worrying responses. But when Jim asks Georgie, George and Mary's son has a good response. Invest half of it in CC's education fund and the remaining portion in stocks and bonds. In Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2, Georgie's plan is so brilliant that not even Audrey can criticize it. As a result, Georgie had to pay more attention to the money he made working with Dale. He was more mindful of his finances, understanding that he had obligations, rather than dismissing them with absurd purchases, such as the van he purchased in Young Sheldon Season 4. In Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, he became a more financially astute young man because of his deep-rooted sense of responsibility. Georgie's attitude to money management in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is impressive when compared to Mandy, who is considerably older yet still lacks financial literacy. He is the ideal entrepreneur since he is both fiscally prudent and prepared to take greater chances to expand his company. Remarkably, the spin-off sequel shows how surprisingly resilient the surviving Texas-based Cooper has been. Mary is considering dating once more, which is surprising considering that she vowed never to fall in love after George passed away. Missy, who struggled the most to deal with her father's death and had a turbulent relationship with her mother, is now encouraging Mary to pursue romance again. Georgie, meantime, finds it difficult to accept that his mother and sister have moved on from George's passing. Considering how Mary helped Georgie secure the money for his business, it's interesting that he's openly against his mom finding companionship. Throughout this time, the Cooper's eldest has been the most pragmatic, which makes him so effective in taking over the family. But the outing is a reminder that despite Georgie's usual cheery demeanor, his grief over his father's death still looms large over him. Still, from everyone else's perspective, it looks like he's simply getting in the way of his mom's happiness. Thank you for watching our recap. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more videos.